o'clock. And the question today is, should each state set its own minimum wage? Should each state set its own minimum wage? That's the question that the National Assembly and the state assemblies are going to have to answer very soon. There's a bill being debated at the National Assembly that seeks to move the minimum wage from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. If that happens, states will get a new power, the power to set their own minimum wage. Right now, that's not the case. The federal government currently sets a single minimum wage which the entire country, including state and local governments, must comply with. And here's today's big hard fact. According to the International Labour Organization, ILO, 90% of countries have a minimum wage. So clearly, minimum wage itself is not controversial. Most people agree that there has to be a price floor on labor. If not, workers can be exploited. Where we have a debate is the how and the who. How should the minimum wage be decided? Who should set it? That's where the controversy steps in. And this bill at the National Assembly wants to change the who in Nigeria from the federal government to the states. That's what we're going to talk about today, the pros and cons of this move. Lagos, I want to hear from you. So please call me with your opinions, call me with your questions, even though we don't have a guest per se. We were supposed to have NLC on the show, but they're having several meetings because a lot of things affecting workers happened over the weekend. So they have been in meeting after meeting after meeting. We were also supposed to have Honorable Garba Dati on the show. He's the one who introduced the bill onto the floor of the House. And unfortunately, he's also not available. But if they become available before the show ends, we will have them join. But yeah, Lagos, do you think Nigeria should keep a national minimum wage set by the federal government? Or do you think that each state should set their own minimum wage independently? What are your reasons? Wherever you stand, tell me your reasons. 0700-993-993-993. You can also call our female only line 01465-7190. Do you think that Nigeria should keep a national minimum wage set by the federal government? Or do you think that each state should set their own minimum wage independently? And what are your reasons for wherever you fall on the divide? Osaho is in Surulere. Osaho, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, I just want to comment concerning the issue of this state setting their minimum wage. Sometimes it's very preposterous and disheartening when once you see some kind of policy that's being put in place.
Okay.
If the states want to set up their own minimum wage, some states might decide that they want to pay 2,000 naira.
Okay.
Don't you think it's going to affect the masses?
But if they decide they can pay 2,000 naira and they will pay it diligently, isn't it okay for them to decide to pay that?
But what will 2,000 naira do in this our modern Nigeria?
That one is a different conversation entirely. But shouldn't the states be able to decide this is the one where our pocket fee reach? This is the one we can pay diligently, so let's pay it.
But let me ask you, what is the government even doing for us? We provide life for ourselves. There's no education. We provide security. I know how much I pay for security every day in my street. Everything. Then I pay tax, excess. This conversation now, they want to remove tax on the cost. What kind of life is this in this country, sir? Why they make everything so difficult? And the Nigerian Labour Congress as a whole, sir, is under corrupt set of. They will just back. They can't bite. That's the problem.
All right, Osaho, thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling us. What's your name? Hello. Anonymous. Good to have you on the show. You're live. You're talking to Sandra. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. 99.3.
Hello, 191.
Good to have you on the show, sir. What's your name?
You have Chris on the line. Calling from Okokomato.
Welcome, Chris.
Okay. For me, I support states So, for them to be the one managing the workers' welfare. However, if that must happen, I will equally want a total true federalism whereby the states are given the powers to manage their resources. So that in that way, the state will be more buoyant, they will have more funds to fund their projects and as well pay the workers.
Yes, but
Also,
if we do that, are you not worried that the states will reduce the minimum wage drastically?
yes, of course, I do entertain that particular fear. However, but I believe that whereby a state have more power, to manage their resources, there will be more funds, and there will be more productivity in the long end of it, because they will employ more people. However, I'm also entertaining the fear as regards to people in the private sectors, because there will be some people, they may not be paying them as it's supposed to be. Some of them, just like Brother Kola said, they can slash their salary to even that 2,000 naira or lesser than that.
So in that case, wouldn't it be okay for the federal government to continue to be the one who determines how much is paid? So that way everybody's safe.
If that should be the case, Sandra, you know that even now, the federal government, had they met with even the 30,000 coins? The answer is no.
No, federal government is meeting up. Some states are not meeting up. So, for instance, in River State, they've been owing salaries for 5 years.
I know that. Of course, when Mimo did interview the commissioner, or rather, I think it was your sister radio station that interviewed one man, the commissioner of information in Sandra State in the morning. And the man was alluding to the fact that they inherited some debts from the previous government, and they're working ahead that the state is even going up to 800 million, but they're paying it instrumentally each month. They're paying over 100 million plus. So I think, which means, supposing now, look at it, Zamfara State, they have so many mines and gold over there. Supposing they have all the powers to harness all those things, don't you think they will have more money to, clear up those debts?
You raise a very valid point, Chris. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Sorry about that. Women 014657190. That's the number you should be calling. Women only 014657190. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube Nigeria Info FM. Hello. Thanks for calling us.
Hello.
Thank you for
Good
calling.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
I am Mrs. Ajayi. I'm calling from Surulere.
Welcome, Mrs. Ajayi.
Okay. My take is they should stop paying pensions to all those former governors so they will have enough money to pay those that are working. That's my take.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Ajayi, thank you very much for calling. Stop paying pensions so you have enough money to pay minimum wage. All right. New dimension to the conversation, huh? 0700-993-993-993. Kabira is on the line. Hello, Kabira.
I can't hear you.
Hello, Kabira. Sorry about that, Kabira. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, thanks for calling. Hello.
Sandra.
This is Sandra. What's your name?
I'm Mrs. Rose Okpanese.
Welcome, Mrs. Rose.
I think the government should allow the state governors to make the payment of their workers.
Okay. To decide how much they want to pay?
Yes.
Okay.
But there is this fear that some might be corrupt.
Okay.
Some governors might slash the money too low. But the federal government should insist on the minimum for them.
Yeah, but that's what the federal government is doing now. The federal government is insisting that 30,000 is the minimum. But states are saying we can't pay that. It's too expensive for some of us to pay. So allow us to pay what we can pay. But people are saying if you allow states to do that, some states might slash it too low for it to make any sense.
The federal government should allow the states to make their own money. Let them, for instance, like Delta State, where and Bayelsa State, where they have oil. The federal government should allow them to have enough percentage from the oil so that they will be able to pay their workers.
Okay.
Satisfactory.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Augustine in Ikeja, good to have you on the show.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, my take on this matter is that You see, at the moment now, the minimum wage that the federal government has asked states to pay, a lot of states are not paying.
Right.
The states can fix their own minimum wage, but with a clause that it can only be, it should not be less than what the federal government has fixed. It should be anything above what the federal government has fixed. So with that, we'll be okay.
So that's not really allowing states to pay what they want now.
At the moment now, the federal government knows the capacity of every state. They should think of other means to make sure they pay their workers.
But even at the moment, there are state governments that are unable to pay that minimum wage.
Not because the state is not getting the money, but because of the high level of corruption. So they should look at other ways of blocking or putting a means of checkmating corruption. At least pay people minimum wage. We understand the situation in the country today.
All right. Thank you very much, Augustine. My last call is Stephen in Ojo. Hello, Stephen.
Yeah, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Yes, if you permit me, I would want to speak on this APC government led by General Mohammed Buhari.
But we're not speaking about the APC government. We're speaking about minimum wage. Lagos is 13 minutes past 5. Let me start by saying that Nigeria is actually not the first country to have this debate that we're having right now over whether the minimum wage should be national or regional. We're not the first. In fact, according to the ILO, there are good reasons for both. That's the International Labour Organization. We mentioned them during the Big Hard Fact. They are the global body that looks out for worker welfare. And they say that both minimum wage systems have their pros and their cons. So the ILO says that if you have a national minimum wage, on the plus side, it's too much. It's much simpler to operate. It's much simpler to communicate. It's much simpler to enforce. Because now everybody knows that no matter where you work, no matter who you work for, the minimum wage is X. On the minus side, a national minimum wage doesn't take into account the different economic situations in different parts of the country. So you may have some states that have better economies than others. So there are more jobs. Employers have more money. So those places can afford to pay higher minimum wages. But some other states may have smaller economies with fewer jobs per capita, employers who don't have as much money. But now with a national minimum wage, all of them are paying the same minimum wage, and that means employers in some states will suffer more than others. And it's not just employers who may suffer. According to the ILO, imagine that different states have different costs of living. But now the minimum wage is the same. That means in some states, the minimum wage is closer to the cost of living than in other states. So those are some of the pros and cons of a national minimum wage. But if you switch to multiple minimum wages by state or by region, you have a different set of pros and cons. On the plus side, each locality can adjust the minimum wage to their own domestic economy, their own cost of living, their own job market. On the minus side, it makes the system more complex. So let's say Nigeria had different minimum wages in every state. Imagine that you own a company that operates in 12 states. Suddenly, your HR department has to keep track of 12 different payment instructions, maybe. And then, of course, with state-by-state minimum wages, you also have the possibilities of companies and workers moving to states with lower or higher minimum wages, respectively. So as you can see, there's no single right or wrong answer. It's such a complex subject. The ILO says that each country should look at its own peculiarities and choose which system works best for them. That's the International Labour Organization. So that's what I want you to do right now, Lagos. You know the peculiarities of Nigeria's labour market. You know the peculiarities of our governance structure, of our economy. Which minimum wage system do you think will work better here? Can we handle the complexity of multiple state by state minimum wages? Do you think our states can all handle having to maintain the same national minimum wage? Do you think Nigeria should keep a national minimum wage set by the federal government? Or do you think that each state should set their own minimum wage independently? What are your reasons? 0700 993 01 465 7190 01 465 7190. Yes, there's WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. I would love to hear from women. Love it when they call the show. So 01 465 7190. That's for women only. That number 01 465 7190. 99.3. Hello. 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 All right. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello. Call us back if you can. 99.3. Hello. Hello. Oh, sorry about that. 99.3.
Hello?
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
My name is Adam. I'm calling from Surulere.
Adam, what do you think should happen here?
My own take about it is that I think it should be allowed to have to make their own minimum wage. For instance, the cost of living in Lagos State is not the same cost of living in other parts of the country. And that should be put into consideration for each state to determine what their minimum wage is. Somebody in Lagos State can actually live with 30,000 naira, while somebody else in another state, in Osho State or Ibadan, can actually live with a minimum wage of 20,000 naira. So I think with this situation, I think each state should be allowed to decide what their minimum wage looks like, depending on their cost of living and everything within each state of the federation. That's my take.
All right. Thank you very much for calling to share your take. Let's talk to Abiola in Surulere as well. Hello, Abiola.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Good evening. Tell me what you think, Abiola.
This thing is called national minimum wage.
So
I don't know why they are now thinking, and they've been paying it like that. So what is the reason?
Because some people haven't been able to pay it. Some people have been owing salaries for months because the 30K is too much for them to pay.
Sorry. This thing is just wickedness, honestly. In US, they are paying $15 per hour. All this money that we are agitating for is not up to what they are collecting per day in US. So what is going on in this country?
Even the US is also debating about increasing it to $15. They've not started paying the $15
Okay,
yet.
they've not started paying it, but the minimum they are even paying now is more than what they are asking for.
Here, yes, true.
Per month,
It is, yes, it is.
It is well with us.
Abiola, thank you very much for calling. We've got Chijoke in Ikorodu on the line. Hello, Chijoke.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm fine. Yeah, my take on this minimum wage is that most of these state governors that are coming back to complain about it, they just want to use the late 30s to hold on to worker salary.
Okay.
Because when this national minimum wage was being debated,
Right.
there were state representatives. If it were to be a federal government arrangement for federal staffs, it would have been more than 30,000. But those states brought their input, and that was what they negotiated these 30,000 with. So, having considered them that time to say, okay, we want to bring in these states to make sure that they could be able to pay their time. Let's peg it at 30, and that is national minimum wage. If we were supposed to debate another thing, it should be, okay, the states that were willing to pay more than that, okay, can we look at it now? You understand? Then, if those states are willing to, just like when Adams Oshimole was in Edo State, and the minimum wage was 18,000, he opted to pay 25, and nobody stopped him. If any other state should decide like that, fine and good. I think those governors that are coming back, they're just trying to use a delayed taxes. And what they should be doing is to seek for more funds for them. Federal government should release some of these what do you call them, exclusive list programs in the finance. You understand? So that they could be able to make more money and spend it and pay their workers. You know, so not just coming back to say, okay, we cannot pay that when they were considered in negotiating for it, because federal government could have paid more than 30,000. So they are just trying to buy time, and they are just trying to play prank on their workers. That's just what I say.
Chijoke, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name?
My name is Gloria. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Gloria. Tell me what you think.
Oh, the House of Rep, the Senate and Uncle, they've not deliberate on their own salaries. The poor masses, that the token they receive from them, they are deliberating on what to give to them. If they are deliberating on what to give to them, I said that the House of Rep too, their own salary should be they should deliberate on it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Well, they also deliberated on their own allowances, and they're saying that they're broke, that there's not enough money for them to keep doing sit-ins. So they're not doing as many sit-ins as they used to do before because they don't have money to pay for those, So that's also part of the conversation. Richard in Lekki. Hello, Richard.
Hello, good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
And then first, congratulations for the glass corn.
Thank you.
It was a very wonderful one.
Thank you.
Madam, thanks for your programs and then that of other programs on this station. Number one, about the discussion about national minimum wage. I think critically, when you look at it, this is part of restructuring. Restructuring that some people are denying in other way around is what is still coming up. These and other issues form part of what is called restructuring, that people have to sit down and talk and see how it goes. For me, I've been in labor for over 10, 15 years.
Okay.
The right thing is let the state manage what they can pay.
Okay.
Because like the other caller said, what you have in Lagos here is not the same what you have in Zamfara State. And besides, for instance, in Rivers State, you look at the humongous money they get from the federation account. Is it the same thing with Osun State?
But yet, even with that humongous money, they're still owing salaries. For instance, they owed teachers for 5 years. They owed teachers' salaries for 5 years.
Yeah.
So again, if we leave it in the hands of the states, are we not worried that the states will slash it too low and it won't make any sense?
It's still part of the national discourse, madam. Now, like you just say, some states that are taking those humongous salaries, they are owing. This is purely corruption, madam. And then when we are discussing this, we have to isolate inefficiency, we have to isolate corruption from this national, because when you look at it, there are states, yes, they are owing. It's purely due to corruption. And these are the matters that should be handled by other agencies of government that is responsible for that. The point is that in our own Nigeria, as we have it now, things are not working as it ought to be. And then we keep on talking, going round and round and round. Operators of our democracy, I'm sorry to say, majority of them are grossly inefficient, from the federal to the state to the local government level. They don't understand what democracy is all about. They see, when they see something in America, they travel on vacation. They see, the governor flies in a private jet. Okay, they want to come back and fly in private jet. They don't see how the road works. They don't see. I was watching a program earlier this morning. A cemetery in Europe. Sorry, let me just make a cemetery in Europe. If you see the way the fantastic road running in the cemetery, and I was saying to myself, they bury people here. For Christ's sake, what is the reason for this superb road? And you come to think of it that, for instance, a city of Lagos, living people are here, but there are no good roads. I mean, I only use Lagos as it is. I'm not saying there are no other states are just like that. So that it is the failure of the operators. But ideally,
The state
national minimum wage. There shouldn't be anything like that.
All right, let's leave it at that. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Tari, I know you've been on the line for close to 3 minutes, but I can't pick up your call because if I do, we'll have to leave you in 30 seconds to pick up this tab. Lagos, if you just joined the show, you're listening to Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info. Wenga says the minimum wage should be recommended by the independent economic body consisting of members from private and public sectors in all states of the federation. All right, Lagos, we'll be right back.
You up to 6 million naira in 24 hours for business or personal needs. So, for loans of up to 6 million naira, visit renmoney.com or call 0700 5500. Call us now. Our phone lines are open till 11 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Need money? Rent Money.
Guy, you don't see that new funny video for Twitter? That one with the boy. You mean this one? What of that brother Shaggy News Kitty? Where they circulate WhatsApp? This one. What of that meme? Where the guy?
When mouth open like this, ba?
Mr. Noito, which data you they use know all these things?
Now, Glow new data plans get me.
Are you serious?
With just 50 naira, and they get 50 MB. And with just 100 naira, and they get 150 MB. Where have to use chat or browse on top Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and even Snapchat. Don't dull yourself, oh. Dial *777# now. Make you begin the browse, they go.
Glow Unlimited.
Mama Shade, this your pikin no well. Make you take am go hospital now.
My sister, na big money be that too.
Which big money? You never hear about LSHS Ilera Eko?
Ilera Eko? Wetin be that?
Lagos Health is our wealth. Ilera Eko.
Now, true, Lagos State Health Management Agency, LASHMA, don't bring correct healthcare plan. Well, make sense for your automat. Enjoy supply healthcare where your hands feel rich. This one, now for everybody where they live inside Lagos State. They call them Ilera Eko. Whether you be civil servant, small private business owner, trade professional, or even market man or woman. So far, you they live inside Lagos. This better now for you.
Make you register with Ilera Eko branded agents or outlets where you see Ilera Eko logo.
Pay 40,000 naira every year for family package or 8,500 naira every year for one person. Make you begin enjoy with the mind. For more information, call 0700 Ilera Eko or 0800 Ask Lashma or make you visit www.lashma.com.
Lagos Health is our way.
Running a growing business is not easy. It's all hands on deck for me and my small team of 12. I know that to get the best out of them, their health must be in tip-top shape. But most HMOs I approached said I have to have at least 20 staff before I can get on a plan. They don't cater to small businesses. Then I found Reliance HMO. And just like that, they got my team and I registered seamlessly. What's even mind-blowing is that their rates are flexible and affordable while not compromising on quality care. I have not received any complaints from my team since they got on board. The service is that great. Indeed, you can rely on Reliance HMO for your small businesses and its healthcare needs.
Visit reliancehmo.com/corporate or call 0700-7354-2623 to get a quote for your small business and start enjoying reliable healthcare today. Reliance HMO. You can rely on us.
Hi there. If anyone ever asks you for your banking app, password, or PIN, your card PIN, or the 3 numbers on the back of your card, your pay ID, or answers to your security questions, do not give it to them. These details are private and highly confidential. They must never be shared. Stay smart. Don't lose your money to scammers. This message is from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Download Kuda on the Play Store or the App Store and open an account to enjoy free banking.
Sure you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber Energy Drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber Energy Drink there for you. Amber Energy Drink there for you. No need to go too far. You can find
Bisola, can you imagine if you just win 100 million naira?
100 million naira. First, that will change my name from Bisola to Bisola Mele.
Hey, Bisola Mele.
I say, before you say payment, babes, I don't start that shoe business where I don't dream of scenes.
I say, girl.
Before you know it, babes, I gonna open like 4 or 5 extra branches for different parts of town where Sengale.
No time to check time.
Next thing, my business gonna involve because they travel, they go supply shoes for different parts of the whole wide world.
Remember me for your kingdom.
Turn your daydreams into reality and stand a chance to win up to 100 million naira every week with Glow Rewards. Over 70,000 customers have already received cash rewards, and you can be next. Simply dial *777 *6#, then start recharging and start earning big. Visit glowwall.com/Glow Rewards for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Glow Unlimited. You see this Niger can-do attitude, eh? The one where they make ants carry giants for back with no shaking. The one where they take clear any mountain with their front. Them don't can that we never say die energy, eh? Come put on inside energy drink, and that energy drink name na Super Commando. So whether na for work or for play, fire on with Super Commando energy drink, because with Super Commando your can-do energy na super. Super Commando energy drink pet bottle na 100 naira only. It dey for can for 150 naira, and it dey available for glass bottle at 50 naira only. Super Commando energy drink. Fire on!
Hey, Ren Money will lend you up to 6 million naira in 24 hours for business or personal needs. So, for loans of up to 6 million naira, visit renmoney.com or call 0700 5500. Call us now. Our phone lines are open till 11 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Need money? Ren Money.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We are back. We've got 27 minutes to the top of the hour. And you're still listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and we're talking about the minimum wage. Specifically, we're talking about the proposal to move the minimum wage from the exclusive list to the concurrent list by constitutional amendment. If that happens, states would be able to set their own minimum wage instead of being bound by the national one. Now, organized labor is against the proposal. We've seen both the NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, and the TUC, Trade Union Congress, come out to condemn it. They even protested. The unions are saying that if states set their own minimum wages, it will become very difficult to guarantee a living wage for workers. According to them, it's already hard enough with the national wage. When it was being raised from 19,000 to 30,000, many state governments opposed it. They said that they couldn't afford to pay the new wage scale. But at the time, the unions said that it was a lie. You can't pay. They insisted that the state governments can pay, but they're simply choosing not to pay. The union said that if it were, if there was less corruption and diversion of funds, every state would be able to pay civil servants the minimum wage. And fast forward to today, this proposal for states to set their own minimum wage, and the unions are shouting lie, 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 lie. In fact, I told you that they organized a protest march last week. The two unions, they marched on the National Assembly complex, various state assembly complexes. Now remember, for a constitutional amendment to pass, you need 2/3 of the state assemblies to pass it in 2/3 of the states with 2/3 of their votes each. So the unions are trying to get 13 states to reject this proposal. And so far, I told you last week, they've only gotten verbal commitments from a few state assemblies to support a national minimum wage. So they have a verbal agreement from Ondo, from Oyo, from Ogun, from Osun, and from Kaduna. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the unions can get their 13 states It's probably why they're not taking my calls. I've been calling them since Friday, trying to get them on air to talk to us about this. Also calling the man who introduced this bill, Honorable Garba Dati. But we'll keep trying and hopefully they join us on air. But basically, the unions are asking state governments to reject the power to reduce their wage bill. And they're hoping that 13 of them agree. We'll see how that goes. I'll be bringing you updates as we go along. But Lagos, tell me what you think. Do you think they'll succeed? Do you think the labor unions can get 13 state houses of assembly to vote against moving the minimum wage to the concurrent list? Let's talk to Nelly in Ikoyi. Hello, Nelly. Thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening, Nelly.
Yeah. On the issue of the minimum wage,
right?
For me, I'll go with the union in supporting the minimum wage because from the definition itself, it goes that it's a national minimum wage. So it should be the minimum national in all states. Every other state can decide to increase it but not reduce it. So saying that the states have to dictate their own minimum wage, it's not acceptable because other states may decide to pay lower. Other states may decide to pay lower, which will not go down well with the staff, with other labors in the state. So the minimum wage should not be removed from the executive list. It should remain there.
All right. Thank you, Nelly. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. 014657190. Only call that number if you are a woman. 014657190. If you are a man, 0700-993-993-993. That's the number you should be calling. Hello. Thanks for calling. Thank you for calling us. Unfortunately, your radio is on, so we can't have a conversation. Hello to you. What's your name?
Hello.
Thank you for
My
calling.
name is Angole.
Hi, Angole. Welcome.
Yes, my opinion is that the states should dictate what they can pay. The reason is because if this doesn't happen, you will keep having the agitation for states to be created, even when the people agitating know that the states are not viable. So that this will, when people begin to agitate, they will ask themselves that question. This thing we're asking for, can we really afford it? But now because everybody goes to Abuja, that's why every corner, people will say, we want our state, we want our brother. Now, the matter has come to the fore. Can you pay your people their salaries?
That's a fresh angle. That's an angle I've not thought about it from. Okay.
That's why I think that the states should say what they can pay. That will minimize some of the agitation. So you know that your state has to be able to do something to sustain the workforce.
Okay then. Thank you very much, Angoli, for calling. Let's talk to Friday. Friday's not more of a thing. Hello, Friday.
Hello.
Thank you for calling, Friday.
Yeah, Sandra. How are you today?
Very well. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
Okay. I think because for what I know about these legislators, they are only mindful of what is going into their own pockets. They are not mindful of what is going to masses. The minimum wage should remain a national issue, not a state issue.
Do you think the NLC will be able to convince 13 state houses of assembly to reject it?
If they cannot convince, what stops our government from doing what is right to their citizens? What stops them from... Other countries do the same. They help their citizens to grow their business, help their citizens to get houses, help their citizens to build up businesses. But our own is just to reduce what they're supposed to give to us, deny us our rights. It's not done that way in other countries. They should look into it and know what they can do about it. This is not just about debate. We are talking of what belongs to the masses, not debate anymore. Please, let government do something over it.
Friday, thank you very much for calling. Sunday Okorie is in Ikoton. Hello, Sunday Okorie. Welcome.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening.
If I want to talk of the minimum wage,
go ahead.
If any governor refuses to pay minimum wage, they are wicked. What is 30,000? 30,000 is for what? At the present now in Nigeria, what is 30,000? If we love ourselves, if we love our workers, what is 30,000? They cannot pay 30,000, but they can do all things for other people. 30,000 is a pity for this country. What is 30,000 where governors say you cannot pay workers 30,000 in Nigeria today? It's a pity for this country. It's a pity for workers. There's no leader in Nigeria to fight for the workers. That's my comment.
Thank you very much, Sandra Ezekwesili. We've got Adekunle from Shomolu who says, hearing this 30K is always vexing me. Which kinds of finance is this? Does this look like a salary? Nigeria is paying bandits and they cannot pay salary. Nigeria, wake up. Adekunle from Shomolu, thank you very much for your message. Kayode from Ikoton says, Sandra, the issue of minimum wage should be the prerogative of the state. Similarly, let the labor unions go and protest in the states that refuse to pay for whatever they agree to pay if they cannot. Coyote, thanks for your message. Sandra, the prices of basic economic goods and services like fuel, electricity, currency value, etc. are set by the federal government, and the direct impacts to the citizens are felt nationally on equilibrium. So it will be a great injustice to Nigerian workers to allow these emperors that we have as state governors set the minimum wage. Sandra, even if you set the minimum wage at 10,000 naira, some states will still have months of unpaid salaries. My former state governor left 25 months unpaid salaries when the minimum wage was just 18,000 naira. It's all about the willingness of the governors to pay, not the size of the minimum wage. Kevin from Shasha says. Kevin, thank you very much for your message. Thanks.
Hi, Sarah.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Let me quickly chip in. So, last was it that even if no wage is there, the idea is we should allow us to have up to 1,000 special assistants, senior special assistants that do practically nothing. And at the end of the month, the minimum each person goes home with is 100,000 naira. So tell me, then a worker goes to work from Monday to Friday for 30 days, and 30,000 naira is difficult for them to pay. That is very shameful. What I expect the governors to do is to look for creative ways and innovative ways of increasing their revenue so that they can be able to meet up with the demands of their workers. If a governor is not able to pay salaries as small as 30,000 naira, the person has no reason being a governor in the first instance. So therefore, the person should just pack his loads and leave that particular government house. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for calling. Ahmed in Ikorodu, welcome.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, Ahmed. Do you think labor unions will get 13 state houses of assembly to vote against this move?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because the governors, they themselves, they really want to dictate their minimum wage themselves. So I don't think so. They won't be able to support labor. I don't think so. And can I speak about the vaccine, please?
Vaccine? No, we've passed that. No, now. We don't pass vaccine since.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ahmed, for calling. We've got V, who says, we cannot be talking about states setting their own minimum wage without first talking about states managing their own resources. We should not put the cart before the horse. Our lawmakers should know better. But we know that they don't. That's why they keep passing laws that don't make any sense. Owing salaries for 5 years. Some state governors are wicked, Sha. V, thank you very much for your message. We've got Gatti from Ekpe who says minimum wages should not be in isolation, but should be designed in a way that suit the employer in agreement with the employee. With this, I think the state government should be allowed to take over the wages paid to her employees. I suggest that wages be paid according to the viability of the state. All right, we've got 15 minutes before it's 5 o'clock. Let me take a quick call from Joseph and then see how many more comments we've got. Hello, Joseph. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Sister Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good to have you on the show, Joseph.
First of all, I am a first caller.
Oh, good. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say thank God for the good work that God has been using the Nigerian Info to do. And the Bible tells me that in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 8, it says every good thing any man does, The same shall ye receive from the Almighty God.
Amen.
The Lord will reward Nigerian soul for good work they have been doing for the whole Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
Listen to me. If Nigeria, the states cannot be able to pay any minimum wage, if not that all states will control their resources. If they should control their resources, they will be able to pay what the state wants to the workers. But if you still coming from Abuja, I am stand to tell you that till tomorrow, 30,000 cannot be paid to workers. I am telling you the gospel truth. Until the resources start to come from each state, it will be paid. Even some state can pay 100,000. Some can pay can pay more than 100,000. Some there's some precious stone from their states, and from other states are having oil. Others are having other things, but they don't want the state to control it. That is where the problem relies. God bless you. Have a nice day.
You too. Bless you as well. All right, Lagos, if you just joined the show, we've got 13 minutes before it's 6 o'clock. And you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. We're talking about the minimum wage. Specifically, we're talking about the proposal to move the minimum wage from the exclusive list to the concurrent list by constitutional amendment. If that happens, states would be able to set their own minimum wage instead of being bound by the national one. Now, here's an important question. My final question of the day. Will this make a difference for most workers? Seriously, pause. Think about it. Will this make a difference for most workers? How widespread is enforcement of the minimum wage? What percentage of employers, apart from governments and large corporations, actually pay the minimum wage? I ask this question because whenever we talk about minimum wage here on Hard Facts, and I talk to many of you off air, you tell me that too many employers simply ignore the minimum wage. So we've got about 6 minutes to talk about whether that is true or not. If it's true, why does it happen? And then let's ask whether changing from a national minimum wage to a state minimum wage will even change that. A lot of people say that the problem is enforcement. Federal, state, and local government are not keeping track of businesses in their territory and what those businesses are paying their staff. The only ones they know about are the ones that are filing payroll tax. And those are usually the bigger companies or the government agencies. So as long as a company is not in the tax net, it's quite easy for them to simply pretend the minimum wage doesn't exist. And if the staff doesn't like it, they can leave. Because there are hundreds of people looking for a job who will accept those conditions. NBS just released data, 23 million of those people. We'll talk about those numbers tomorrow. Now, if all of this is true, it means that for a large chunk of workers, maybe even the majority of workers, the minimum wage is not a real thing. It's just an academic exercise. And if that's the case, I wonder what those workers feel about this battle that NLC and TUC are fighting right now against this bill and its sponsors. Whose side will those workers be on, or will they simply not care because this issue doesn't affect me? And we can't have that conversation without taking a look at the unions. Are the unions working in the best interests of most Nigerian workers right now? Because let's say that government has not been able to enforce the minimum wage because the tax net is not catching most companies. Okay, shouldn't the unions be monitoring different businesses, reporting the ones violating the minimum wage law? 01465 7190. 01465 7190. Is the minimum wage being enforced properly? Do you think giving states the power to set their own minimum wage will increase enforcement? Do you think unions have a role to play in making sure that all full-time employees get the minimum wage? Let's talk to you now. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Thanks for calling. What's your name? Hello. All right. Thank you for cutting the call. I think that was a man calling a woman's line. 99.3.
Sandra, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Dennis.
Welcome, Dennis.
Now, let's multiply 12 times 30. That gives us 360. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Then if a state, then you see, sometimes I want also give an objective analysis. If a state is saying I cannot pay 30,000 naira, then we should ask such a governor or such state, what is your workforce? Because within that state, somebody is going to go home with 500,000, just one head. Is that correct? Somebody on level 12, level 14, 15, 16, we go home more than 500,000. Why don't the states just decide to say, okay, let's have a splash salaries, and because somebody is going to do the work of the cleaner, you won't allow a director to come and do the work of the cleaner. So if that is the case, they should slice the salary of that big man who is going with 500,000 and the same soap they are going to buy. I don't know if they have a soap of 1 million naira we buy in a year. I don't know, because I don't really know. Because I pay salary, to staff, and I look at it sometimes, but mine is just on commission. Okay, so this is all we got this month. Let's spread it. And I will not be too shy in doing that. So the state should equally do the same thing.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Oh, sorry. I think you were still talking. Mohammed in Apapa is my last call. Mohammed, how are you?
Good evening, Mrs. Sandra.
Yes, welcome.
In 1928, they created this national minimum wage, and it's already outdated because the standard of living in the states different from each other. For example, a tube of yam costs 100 naira in Benue. When we carry it as a marketer to Lagos, it's 1,500. A flat in my state, in Kwara State, is 2,500. While the same flat, even the lowest place of Ajibule here, is 60,000. So why are they talking about minimum wage? Last week, they published when data they collected from FAC, 3 billion. The same state, also state, collected only 270 million. Are they still the same? Why they will pay the same minimum wage? Labor should go and think. Are they even fight for their workers? Today I have from Nigeria in the morning that the Ekiti state have not been able to pay salary for a lot of months because they are not capable to pay it. Don't let us deceive ourselves. It's not workable. Let's pay what they can pay. Good day.
Good day, Mohammed. Thank you very much for calling. We've got messages on Facebook, but we have a break coming up as well. So we'll take the break, come back, and read this message from Chidebere Gugwa. You're listening to Hard Facts Lagos.
Are you a salary earner and experiencing salary delays? In need of school fees, loan, or house rent? Does your business need expansion and you've got no money? Do you need a car or equipment for personal or business use? Worry no more. With Creditville Auto Lease and flexible loan products, you are just a call away from achieving your financial goal. Simply dial 0805 510 0010. You can also send us an email via info@creditville.ng or log on to www.creditville.ng. Creditville, financing you for a good life.
All right, Chidebere Gugwa says he's from the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. It's always a pleasure to hear from Chidebere. He says if the federal government wants the state government to handle minimum wage, then the federal government should as well allow the state government to have absolute absolute control of their resources. The federal is ironically asking for regional government, but they don't want to pass regional government into law. Chidebere Gugwa, thank you for your message. Ebere Chukwu Theo Priest says Sandra, minimum wage should be retained in the exclusive list. Attention should be on the National Resources Sharing Formula that will give states more money to enable them pay their workers. All right. Thank you everybody who sent in their comments. Thank you to everybody who was there. Thank you. Check us out. Right. It's the rest of just people home with me from the show today. Now let's ask person that won on Hard Fact on Friday. Who was that? On the sunny side, I don't know. Hold on, let me find out because I got my list in front of me. So the highest score for today is what's the word now? Highest score for today is 6. So what you have to answer is 7, and a man is the one who will win today. So let's do it. Hello, thank you for calling us.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Are you here to play Just a Minute?
Yes.
All right, then your time starts now.
This is Just a Minute.
Name the 2 Nigerians who won Grammys yesterday.
Burna Boy, Wizkid.
That's correct. Which agency released a report claiming that fewer Nigerians are washing their hands when they get home?
Come again, please.
Which agency released a report claiming fewer Nigerians are washing their hands when they get home?
NCDC.
Say that again?
NCDC.
That's wrong. In what state were there 2 school kidnappings between Thursday and today?
Kaduna.
What job does Babagana Monguno have?
Pass.
Monguno denied saying money for what has gone missing.
To buy weapons.
Who is the Minister of State for Petroleum?
Silva.
Telcos have threatened to suspend banks from using what service?
USSD code.
Which global body protects the interests of workers?
Pass.
Right now, is the minimum wage on the concurrent or the
30,000.
exclusive list? No, you didn't even wait for the question to get to the end of the question. But you're definitely not my winner today. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. Okay. So let's see. He answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. All right. Congratulations to Ayomide Aduloju, who answered 6 questions on the sunny side today. Well done, Ayomide. Congratulations.
Do you need to meet up your goals for the year? Then here's the good news. Goals are easily achieved by choosing Creditville as a reliable credit assistance.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.